Ever felt a shift in your relationship but can't quite put your finger on it? Sometimes the signs of someone quietly falling out of love are subtle but telling. Hello and warm welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. In today's video, we'll uncover 8 subtle behaviors that might indicate your partner's feelings are changing. Don't miss out on these signs. Navigating the complex world of human emotions is never straightforward. When it comes to love, things can get even trickier. Sometimes, people fall out of love as quietly as they fell in it. And it's not always easy to spot the signs. But there are subtle behaviors that can give them away. These are the little things they do, or don't do, which indicate that their feelings might be changing. This isn't about being paranoid or suspicious. It's about understanding human behavior better. So let's get started. 1. They communicate less. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. When it's going strong, you want to share every little thing with your partner. But when someone is quietly falling out of love, the communication tends to dwindle. They might not share as much about their day, their thoughts, or their feelings. This isn't about being busy or having less time. It's a subtle change in behavior that indicates a lack of interest or emotional detachment. It's important to remember that everyone has ups and downs in communication, but if you notice a consistent decline over time, it might be a sign of something more serious. Understanding this behavior isn't about jumping to conclusions. It's about being aware and opening up a conversation if necessary. 2. They start to prioritize others. When you're deeply in love with someone, they often become your top priority. You make time for them, and you put their needs before others. But when love starts to fade, priorities can shift. This shift isn't sudden or dramatic. It is a slow transition that happens quietly over time. 3. They become more critical. In the initial stages of love, we often see our partners through rose-tinted glasses. Their quirks and flaws can even seem endearing. However, when someone falls out of love, they may become more critical or nitpicky about your behaviors. Things that they once found charming may now irritate them. Psychology suggests that this change in perception is because our brains are wired to focus on the positive aspects of our partners when we are in love. But when that love begins to fade, so does this positive bias. This doesn't necessarily mean they're constantly criticizing or arguing. It can be as subtle as a change in tone or an increase in sarcastic comments. It's a small shift, but one that can indicate a significant change in feelings. 4. They avoid making future plans. When you're in love, envisioning a future with your partner is often part and parcel of that love. You make plans together, whether it's for next weekend or next year. But if someone is quietly falling out of love, they might start to avoid making these future plans. It could be something as simple as dodging the topic of a shared vacation or being vague about long-term commitments. This could be because they're unsure about their feelings or because they don't see a future with you anymore. Either way, it's a subtle behavior that can indicate a shift in their emotions. Remember, it's not about forcing someone into making commitments they're not ready for. It's about understanding why they might be hesitant and addressing the issue together. 5. Their affection decreases. Affection is more than just a physical demonstration of love. It's a way to connect and share warmth with your partner. When someone is in love, they naturally express affection, holding hands, hugging, or simply touching the other person's arm. These small acts of love are often spontaneous and heartfelt, but when someone is quietly falling out of love, their affection may decrease. They might not reach out for your hand as often, or their hugs might lack warmth. This lack of affection can feel like a cold breeze on a warm day, subtle but distinctly noticeable. It's important to remember that love isn't just about grand gestures. It's also about these small demonstrations of affection. And when these start to fade, it's like a silent whisper saying that something in the relationship has changed. 6. They seem distant, even when they're with you. When someone is in love, they often take an active interest in their partner's life. They ask about their day, their feelings, and their thoughts. It's a way of connecting and showing care. Being physically present and being emotionally present are two very different things. When someone is in love, they are often fully engaged and present in the moment with their partner. But when someone is falling out of love, they might seem distant or detached, even when they're right there with you. This emotional distance can be subtle, but it's like an unspoken barrier that grows between you and your partner. It can be one of the most heart-wrenching signs that someone is quietly falling out of love. 7. They stop asking about your day. But if someone is quietly falling out of love, they might stop asking these questions. Their interest in your day-to-day life can decrease. You might find them not asking about that important meeting you had or how you're feeling after a tough day. Remember, this isn't about pestering your partner for every detail of their day. It's about showing interest and concern for their well-being. And when this behavior starts to fade, it can be an indication that their feelings are changing. 8. They stop saying I love you, 3 simple words that hold so much meaning. When you're in love, these words flow freely and sincerely. But when someone is quietly falling out of love, they might stop saying these 3 precious words. Or they might say them less frequently, or without their usual warmth and sincerity. This isn't just about words. It's about the emotion and intention behind them. When I love you starts to fade from your partner's vocabulary, it can be the most telling sign of all that their feelings have changed. Recognizing these subtle behaviors isn't about jumping to conclusions, but understanding and addressing changes in your relationship. By being aware and proactive, you can work towards strengthening your bond and ensuring that both you and your partner feel valued and loved. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more valuable content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on new videos. See you next time. Take care.